Hello and welcome to Spanish from Scratch. I'm Eduardo, and in this video I will be teaching you how to use the simple present in Spanish. The simple present is the tense that we will be using when we want to express things that happen at a certain moment of time in the past and that normally happens only once. After this video, you will be able to say things like yesterday I saw my parents, yo vi a mis padres ayer, I ate a burger 1 week ago, yo comí una hamburguesa hace una semana, or I took 2 Spanish lessons in the last week. Yo tomé 2 clases de español la semana pasada. So let's jump right into the whiteboard. Okay, so we are going to start by looking at some examples. Let's take a look at example number 1. We have tomé 3 clases de español la semana pasada. Let's repeat one more time. Tomé 3 clases de español la semana pasada. So we have tomé. This is the verb in the simple past. I took. Tomé 3 clases de español. When? La semana pasada. Last week. So tomé is the verb in pretérito indefinido, simple past. La semana pasada is the time expression. Let's take a look at example number 2. Visité Europa por primera vez hace 2 años. Let's repeat one more time. Visité Europa por primera vez hace 2 años. So I visited Europe for the first time 2 years ago. Then visité is the verb in simple past, and 2 years ago, hace 2 años, is the time expression. And let's take a look at example number 3. We have mi novia terminó la universidad hace 5 años. Let's repeat that one more time. Mi novia terminó la universidad hace 5 años. So my girlfriend finished university 5 years ago. We have terminó, the verb in simple past, and hace 5 años, the time expression. The first thing we can notice about these verbs, guys, is that they have the stress at the very end of the verb. We say tomé, or visité, or terminó. So we need to put the stress in those vowels. Also, if you noticed, you'll see a little accent on those vowels. Remember that in Spanish, this accent indicates where the stress of the word will be. So once again, let's pronounce them. Tomé, visité, terminó. The other thing we need to notice is that when we use this tense, we almost always have to mention the time expression because these actions happened once. There are very definite actions, okay, in this period of time. Now, let's take a look at the conjugation. Let's take a look at the time expressions first. Now, there are several time expressions we will be using with this tense. For example, we say ayer. One more time. Ayer. That would be yesterday. Ayer en la mañana. One more time. Ayer en la mañana. Yesterday morning. Ayer en la tarde. Ayer en la tarde. Yesterday afternoon. Anoche. One more time. Anoche. Last night. Antier or anteayer. This means the day before yesterday. So let's repeat one more time. Antier, anteayer. Now, we can also express the time expressions with the word pasado or pasada. Basically, this is the equivalent to the word last, as in last week. But in Spanish, we put it at the end of the word. So we say la semana pasada, the week last. One more time. La semana pasada. El mes pasado, last month. One more time. El mes pasado. El año pasado, last year. Otra vez. El año pasado. La Navidad pasada, last Christmas. One more time. La Navidad pasada. Or las vacaciones pasadas, last vacation. One more time. Las vacaciones pasadas. Another important thing to notice is that this word, pasado or pasada, last, needs to match in gender and number with the thing that we're describing. So for example, la semana is female and singular, so we say pasada. El mes, singular and masculine, we say pasado. El año, masculine and singular, pasado, again. La Navidad, Christmas, singular and female, pasada. And las vacaciones, plural and female, so we need to add the s, pasadas. Now, the last form of expressing the time in Spanish in the past is to use the word ago. And in Spanish, this word is hace. So we say hace 2 semanas, 2 weeks ago. Let's repeat again. Hace 2 semanas. Hace 4 meses, 4 months ago. One more time. Hace 4 meses. Hace 10 años, 10 years ago. One more time. Hace 10 años. Hace 5 horas, 5 hours ago. One more time. Hace 5 horas. And we can also say things like hace mucho, long ago, or hace poco, a little ago. Okay? So we have this time expression. It's very important that you notice, guys, that they work a little different than in English. In English, we say 2 weeks ago. In Spanish, we say ago 2 weeks, hace 2 semanas. And in English, we say la semana pasada, the last week. And in Spanish, we say the week last, la semana pasada. So they work like inverted in both languages, okay? Now, let's go with the conjugation. And we'll have these 3 verbs. Hablar, to speak, comer, to eat, and escribir, to write. Let's start with the verbs like hablar. Now, these kinds of verbs, guys, in Spanish, they work the same way. If they end in AR, then they will change into the sound E. For example, hablar, yo hablé. One more time, yo hablé. And let's stress the end. Tú hablaste. One more time, tú hablaste. You spoke. Él habló. One more time, él habló. He spoke. Decimos, ella habló. She spoke. Or usted habló. You spoke, in a polite way. Nosotros hablamos. We spoke. One more time. Nosotros hablamos. Ellos hablaron. They spoke. One more time. Ellos hablaron. O ustedes hablaron. You guys spoke. Ustedes hablaron. Now, the words that end in ER, like comer, and the words that end in IR, like escribir, they have the same pattern. So, for the subject yo, we say yo comí. One more time. Yo comí. I ate. Yo escribí. One more time. Yo escribí. I wrote. For the subject tú, we say tú comiste. One more time. Tú comiste. You ate. Or tú escribiste. You wrote. One more time. Tú escribiste. You wrote. Él comió. That one is tricky. One more time. Él comió. He ate. Ella escribió. One more time. Ella escribió. She wrote. Nosotros comimos. We ate. Nosotros comimos. Nosotros escribimos. We wrote. Nosotros escribimos. Ellos comieron. They ate. One more time. Ellos comieron. Ellos escribieron. One more time. Ellos escribieron. They wrote. Now we say ustedes comieron. You guys ate o ustedes escribieron. You guys wrote. Now, so we can see every verb that ends in AR in the regular conjugation will behave the same way. For example, let's use the verb comprar. Yo compré, tú compraste, él compró, nosotros compramos, ellos compraron. Let's use the verb visitar. Yo visité, tú visitaste, ella visitó, nosotros visitamos, ellos visitaron. So rather than memorizing every single verb individually, guys, just memorize one, because the verbs that have the same ending will behave the same way in conjugation, okay? Now, the verbs that end in ER and IR is the same. For example, let's use the verb vender, to sell. So we say, yo vendí, tú vendiste, ella vendió, nosotros vendimos, ellos vendieron, ustedes vendieron. You have any other regular verb, like the verb, let's use the verb conocer, to know. And I say, yo conocí, I knew, tú conociste, ella conoció, nosotros conocimos, ellos conocieron. Okay? Another thing to notice is that in this conjugation, guys, let's take a look at the subject nosotros. For the verbs that end in AR and the verbs that end in IR, they are exactly the same as in present. So, hablamos can mean we speak or we spoke. And escribimos can either mean we wrote or we write. But we need to be careful when the verbs end in ER, like comer. Because in present is comemos, we eat, and in past we need to change for an I. Comimos, okay? But other than that, it will be just the same. Now, let's get some practice. Now, on the top, we will have these time expressions. Let's repeat them together. Hace 2 horas, 2 hours ago. Ayer, yesterday. Hace 3 semanas, 3 weeks ago. El mes pasado, 1 month ago. Hace 2 años, 2 years ago. And we'll have these 3 subjects. We have yo, tú, and ella. And let's do, for example, we say, yo comí tacos hace 2 horas. So I ate tacos 2 hours ago. Let's repeat. Yo comí tacos hace 2 horas. And let's take a look at it. Yo comí tacos al pastor, pork tacos, hace 2 horas. Now let's go with the subject tú. And I say, tú viste una película ayer. One more time. Tú viste una película ayer. So, you saw a movie or you watched the movie yesterday. Vamos con ella. Y decimos, ella tomó un vuelo a Nueva York hace 3 semanas. One more time. Ella tomó un vuelo a Nueva York hace 3 semanas. So, she took a flight to New York 3 weeks ago. Let's say, tú compraste un teléfono o un celular el mes pasado. One more time. Tú compraste un celular el mes pasado. So, you bought a new phone. Tú compraste un celular nuevo. And let's do one more time. Let's say, I traveled to Cuba 2 years ago. Digo, yo viajé a Cuba hace 2 años. One more time, guys. Yo viajé a Cuba hace 2 años. Now, why don't you give it a try? I give you the cue and you give me the phrase, okay? You will have 5 seconds, remember. And I say, I took an Excel course 3 weeks ago. So I say, yo tomar un curso de Excel. Come on. There it is. So, yo tomé un curso de Excel hace 3 semanas. Let's go with the next one. And let's say that she ate a salad 2 hours ago. So, salad would be ensalada. So, let's go. And we say, ella comió una ensalada hace 2 horas. One more time. Ella comió una ensalada hace 2 horas. Now let's go with the subject too. And let's say, you took a Spanish class 3 weeks ago. And we say, tú tomar una clase de español. Come on, guys. Decimos, tú tomaste una clase de español hace 3 semanas. One more time. Tú tomaste una clase de español hace 3 semanas. Now, to make the negative sentence, remember, is as easy as putting the no after the subject. So, for example, let's repeat after me. Let's say, I did not eat a hamburger 2 hours ago. I say, yo no comí una hamburguesa hace 2 horas. One more time. Yo no comí una hamburguesa hace 2 horas. Let's say, you didn't take an Excel course 3 weeks ago. So we say, tú no tomaste un curso de Excel hace 3 semanas. One more time. Tú no tomaste un curso de Excel hace 3 semanas. Now let's say, she didn't buy a video game last month. Video game is videojuego. So let's repeat. Ella no compró un videojuego el mes pasado. One more time. Ella no compró un videojuego el mes pasado. Now, why don't you give it a try? I say, I didn't travel to Latin America 2 years ago. And we say, yo no viajé a Latinoamérica hace 2 años. One more time. Yo no viajé a Latinoamérica hace 2 años. Now, let's say, she didn't eat tacos 2 hours ago. Come on. Ella no comió tacos hace 2 horas. And it's as easy as that. Now, I want to encourage you guys to use this poster. You can pause the video and you can keep practicing with the poster and different cues to make the affirmative and the negative sentences, okay? Now, this will be an activation for you guys. So in this part, I'm going to put some times, and I want you to tell me in the comments what you did at these specific times in the past, okay? The question will be, ¿qué hiciste? What did you do? Hace 2 horas, 2 hours ago. La semana pasada, last week. Anoche, last night. Antes de la clase, before this class. El mes pasado, last month. La Navidad pasada, last Christmas. El año pasado, last year. Hace 3 días, 3 days ago. En 2020, in 2020. Now, remember that the verbs that we learned in this video, guys, were just the regular conjugations, okay? In a following video, we will start practicing with the irregular conjugations and the special cases in this tense in Spanish. Now, remember, you can use the poster to practice, so you can get more confidence when using this tense. Also, if you found this video really useful, I would really appreciate that you consider to subscribe to the channel and to share this video with people you might think would be interested in learning Spanish. Also, remember, I'm a full-time online Spanish teacher, and I will link down my teacher's profile in case you want to take private lessons with me. So, I will be seeing you in the next video, guys. Bye bye!